Okay, so cutting. Last week we talked about last class we had long, medium, and close. There were different kinds of shots. Now today we're going to talk about how to put your shots together. So cutting helps direct your audience's attention to the information you want them to see. And a good cut, if you're doing it right, will go unnoticed. If the audience is aware of what your cuts are, then you don't want them thinking about your filmmaking techniques, but more just about your story. So a cut should be seamless. As a general rule, you cut when you have new information to give, new visual information. For example, you're introducing a new character, then you cut. A new idea, a new set or location, a new point of view, or a cutaway shot, which is also an insert, like you're showing somebody what the character is looking at. I posted online this opening sequence from A Touch of Evil. It's really super famous. It's one of those shots that there's no cuts in it. Everything is choreographed by the camera. And I want you guys to pay attention to this. There's no camera cuts whatsoever. It's all orchestrated with the movement of the camera. And there's inserts, close-up, long shots, medium shots. It's pretty amazing. It's kind of crazy, but this is one of those shots that just kind of they're showing off their film artistry. I think it's a little too geeky, but it kind of gives you an idea of how you can do something without cuts. Not that I recommend it. Go back and watch it at home. It's worth a shot. It's worth a look. All right, so as I was saying, it's just one continuous cut. One continuous shot. Sometimes when you're storyboarding, it's tempting to cut every time a character has a line of dialogue. It just depends on what's going on, whether that's a good idea or not. You should resist that urge and be smarter. Only use cuts from when you really need them. Try to come up with compelling ways that you're giving information to the audience, and that way you'll be able to hang on a shot longer and give all the information that the audience needs. So in this next scene from The Graduate, Dustin Hoffman, it's an old movie. It is a little different. I've never worked on a live action thing, but they do storyboards for live action, not all of it. But once you have the characters actually acting right in front of you, it's a little easier to stage stuff because you know where they're starting and where they're ending, and you're actually in a physical location. Whereas animation, you have to invent everything on the spot, and you have to think it up in advance, so you do have to storyboard. All right, so this movie, The Graduate, it's about a young man who gets home from school and winds up having an affair with his neighbor's mom. And in this particular one, let's see if it will play. This one's only 50 seconds long.
Hey!
Yeah.
Benjamin! I'm not dressed yet. Benjamin, I said I wasn't dressed.
You got to go over to the back fence and I'll meet you on the corner.
What's the matter?
Hurry, put your shoes on.
Okay, watch this. There's the woman who's having an affair with, coming into the house. This is her daughter.
Tell me something.
What is it?
That woman?
What?
That woman, that older woman that I told you about?
You mean that
Yes,
one?
the married woman. That wasn't just some woman.
What are you telling me? Benjamin, will you just tell me what this is all about?
Now watch her face. Out of focus. It dawns on her what's going on, and she comes into focus slowly.
Oh, no.
Elaine.
Oh, my God.
And she realizes he'd been having an affair with her mom, which was kind of creepy. So that was a pretty powerful shot, and use of editing and the cutting. Let me get back. So if you see here, there's a couple motifs to pay attention to. All right. Previously, he was outside in the
What are you
rain.
telling me?
And hold on.
I have to tell you something.
What is it?
Okay, so he's
What?
That woman, that older woman that I told you about?
You mean that
all right.
Yes,
Hold
the
on.
married woman. That wasn't just some woman.
What are you telling me? Benjamin.
Okay, so notice how she comes through in the background. She's out of focus. That's who he's talking about.
Will you just tell me what this is all about?
The mom is okay. Now his face is wet. He was outside in the rain, and when you turn around and see the mom, she's also wet. So that connects those two characters. And the daughter is just starting to figure out what's been going on. So we'll watch this again. See, he's wet. He looks up. She turns around. There's mom. Camera adjusts a bit. She's wet. She walks away. She turns around. She's out of focus. She slowly comes into focus as she figured out
Oh, no.
Elaine.
what's going on.
Oh, my God.
I thought that was really effective use of camera work. Now they didn't have to use dialogue. As far as like, oh, hey, I've been having an affair with your mother, they did it all with cutting and with camera work, and that's a really smart filmmaking right there. The temptation, especially in animated movies, is people just to explain everything, and that's a mistake. That's called spoon-feeding the audience. You don't want to do that. You want the audience to figure things out for themselves. So in that shot, it's really effective at helping you figure out, and you kind of come to the conclusion with the girl.